Hi everybody, it's Audrey. Welcome to day 3 of the Summer Scrapping Series. Today my guest is Jana, and she is on the Hip Kit Club team with me, and she just does absolutely gorgeous pages. So I'm glad that she is joining us today. And also I wanted to give another shout out to Allison. I forgot to mention her in my video yesterday, Allison Day, but she is also a contributor, and I will link again her YouTube channel below as well. So I'm going to show you a little bit of what I'm doing here in Silhouette Studio. I wanted to use the word jump on my scrapbook page because it's a page about the kids jumping into the lake, and I was going through my fonts and seeing which kind of font I wanted and spelling all these words jump over and over again to see the different styles. And I'm like, you know what? I like all of these and I'm going to use them all. So this was not my original plan. I kind of had a different idea for this page, but I just liked all these different fonts. And it kind of went with my photo because my kids were standing on the edge of the dock going 3, 2, 1, jump. But then nobody would jump. And then they're like, okay, let's do it together. Hey, ready? 3, 2, 1, jump. And that was like 20 times before anybody actually jumped in. So I thought it was a good kind of way to show with my design kind of what was happening in the photo. So I am taking a piece of scrap paper, pattern paper that was in some summer stash. I think it's a Simple Stories paper, and I cut it up into the different colors. And I am placing them around my silhouette mat because I'm going to cut all those different titles, all those different jump words out of different colors and put them on my page like I had them arranged. So how you saw them in the Silhouette Studio is how I want to arrange them on my page as well. So that'll go on the machine and get cut out, and voila. I had picked out a blue piece of paper there originally for my background, but with the color of the titles I had picked out, it was just too dark. So I found this piece of pattern paper. This is a pattern paper from one of Amy Tan's collection, I think it was called Heart and Hustle, or Hustle and Heart, or something. It has kind of these greenish blue chevron patterns in the back, kind of looked like waves, so I liked that. I'm going to gesso that up, let that dry. And I really wanted to put some more white on the background, but I'm all out of white acrylic paint. So once the gesso dried, it was still kind of pretty, you could still see the design a lot in the back. I should have done another coat of gesso, but oh well. So I'm going to, instead of doing the packaging technique, I decided I wanted to work with watercolors because I feel that you get more control with the distribution of color when you use a brush as opposed to the packaging technique, which I love, but is a lot more random. And I wanted certain shades of blue. So I am mixing some blues and greens, and I'm not going to, I spend quite a bit of time, I guess it in the video doesn't seem that long, but just mixing my colors and make sure they match, and just adding they get in the right shade of teal and a little bit of dark here. And this watercolor set I got from Amazon on Amazon Prime Day. It was a special. I'm like, oh, that looks good. But I actually like them. They really cover really well. So I'm gonna just speed this up a little bit. And while I'm at it, I'll add some splatters in. And another little area down here in the bottom. And then I'm going to go back in, and I really love the way that looks. I love using watercolors. I'm going to add a little bit of yellow because I just want a little bit of pop. And this is like my typical color combo for mixed media in the background, is this kind of blue and the greenish like seafoam color, and then a little bit of yellow or a little bit of pink, one of those two. So, but I just love them, and those colors go with everything. So how can you not use them? I'm going to tape this down to my table just because it was a tiny bit warped, and I was just going to make it easier to put things on. So there is my photo of the kids jumping in the water. They're actually touching each other and had a moment when they were playing together nicely and jumping in, and all my different jump words here. So one thing about this page is that I loved the way the background came out. It was very artsy, messy. The watercolors look great, but I feel like the color combo I ended up picking for my letters, for my cutouts here, and like that I started putting on the page, were a little bit more whimsical. So I don't know, they don't kind of match in that way, but I do like the way the page turned out at the end, so it all works out. I backed the photo with just some scraps of pattern paper. I think I had some October afternoon paper there that I've obviously used before in a page. I took out this Simple Stories collection from last summer. I don't know what it's called. Maybe it's just Hello Summer. You could probably see it there. Oh, Sunny Days, that's what it's called. And the bathing suits were cute, and I thought I would use a boy shorts bathing suit and a little girl bikini bathing suit. Then I went back to my Cameo, and I cut out these splatter wave things. I guess they're not waves, but they're splatters. And it was a cut file from the Silhouette store. It was just called a Splash Flourish or something like that. And I only cut out a little portion of it. I didn't show you in Silhouette Studio, excuse me, what I actually cut out. But it's just these small little kind of raindrop. They're slightly curved, and I love the way that looks coming off the title and the photo there. So I am going to play around with different elements on the page. I like the photo, I like the mixed media, I like the letters, but I'm like, okay, what else am I going to add? I don't really want to add, a lot of pattern paper because I got a lot of words on there already that are all different colors and it's pretty busy, so I'm thinking I'm just going to embellish around the photo. I put a little piece of washi tape down there in the bottom. That's from that is it from that Simple Stories? Yeah, I think that's from that Simple Stories collection too. That was just me testing it out there. I liked the idea of the washi tape in the bottom, but I didn't particularly like that color washi tape. I mean, it's really pretty, but it wasn't pretty for that. I didn't like it on that page. I cut out this little chevron from a piece of pattern paper because it had a lot of the colors on it that were in the letters. I had a piece of flare there, and it says Hello Summer, and it's from October Afternoon. When I looked at the piece of the flare closer, though, I thought it was supposed to be distressed, but it actually looks like it's rusting, like underneath. And I know that this has happened to other people before. I saw a post about it in a Facebook group or something about your flare rusting, especially the older flare. So yeah, it was a little rusty. I don't think that will actually stop me from using it because I probably will use it on a page. Because, again, when I first looked at it, I couldn't tell if it was just supposed to be distressed or if it actually was rusted. And I'm sure, somebody who ever looks at this page would never really know that it wasn't supposed to be like that. But anyway, I don't even end up using that piece, so I guess it doesn't matter. So I'm going to start gluing some things down, especially on my photo, because I want to make sure that, little bits don't start to move around. I'm taking... This is it's a mixed media sheet. I used to be in the ThermoWeb design team. I stepped down from the team just because I had too much going on. But I do absolutely love these mixed media sheets. They're kind of, if you watch my video, my summer series last summer, I use these a lot. They're kind of like an interfacing, but they have the look of kind of like a tissue paper, so they feel a little bit like fabric. But they're a great layer to add behind photos or behind any elements that you want to pop off your background a little bit more, because it just softens your background just a little bit around the edge. And I like the little torn edges around the outside of it too. So I put that behind the photo, and I stuck a tag up there in the top that came from an old Fancy Pants summer collection, and a little brad and a label. This has been so good for me for using up my stash, because I'm literally just going through everything and finding stuff that works. And I usually work by kits or by manufacturer, so I love to go back and do this and coordinate things from different places. So I went back to that washi tape idea again, and instead of the rainbow washi tape, I used this kind of aqua lined washi tape, and I tore it. Again, because I like that look, and I just put a little piece on the top and the bottom. The teal in the washi tape, I thought, really picked up the teal in the water splattered drops. I also put a brad on the letter M of the circle word jump. It's a little beach ball. Again, the same colors. And I don't know if you noticed, but I also changed out the little bikini die cut to a pink one. I had that whole collection, and there's a sticker sheet, a chipboard, and a die cut, all of the same bikini but different patterns. So I picked the pink one because I put the numbers 3, 2, 1 above the red jump the top, and the number 2 was pink, so I felt like I needed to add something else pink. So now I'm going back and I am popping off these water splashes with some foam squares. I kind of like how this is looking, how the layout is. And I'm going to take everything off and machine stitch over it after I glue this washi tape down because it kept popping off. One thing with gesso is that I love to use it, and I love to use it for mixed media, but I often have a hard time adhering things to it, or writing on it for that matter. Writing over gesso with a pen just tears up my pen. Anyway, you can see I did a whole bunch of just back and forth zigzag stitching. I love that look, you know, to kind of mimic the waves in a lake or the movement of a lake. And I'm just going to start gluing all the things down. I put some foam adhesive, some craft foam behind my photo. Pop that up. And for, what am I doing? Oh, I'm putting that one word jump on there. For these letter titles, I'm going to adhere them using another product from ThermoWeb, the Sticky Dot sheets, which again I used often when working with my cut files. I guess I'll get to that in a minute because I'm too busy gluing these other things down. And I'm going to speed up this part too because, again, this is you've already seen the design. It doesn't really change much. It's just me gluing this stuff down. So I'm going to go fast forward a little bit. I sometimes don't know if I should edit this part out or just leave it in, but some people like to see this. Other people are just like, all right, get on with it already. So I can't please everybody all the time. So I'll try to appeal to most people, I guess. So I use this sticky dot sheet. This cut file, I probably should have just used glue with this big word because it was a little tricky because some of the pieces were so thin in between the letters. So yeah, I had to finagle with it a little bit on the adhesive sheet, but the other letters work fine because they're small. I do like using these sticky dot sheets though for large like patterns and backgrounds for die cut files because it's so much easier to glue than using a liquid glue. So I will glue all of those letters down. And I never really use a ruler to line them up. I just eyeball it. Sometimes it gets crooked, but that's okay. It adds to the character. Well, that's what I'm saying anyway. It may not, but that's what I'm going to say it does. Let's see. I'm trying to think what other things I'm going to do here. Okay. So, got everything glued down. I'm going to just glue these last little bits down. I have that little chevron piece, and then I found another piece of flare, which is perfect because it says make a splash and it's navy. We'll tuck that tag in the back and put the little piece of the little brad up on the top there. And then I'm going to go through with some, I'm going to glue that little brad down. I'm going to go back through with some white ink. This is the Delusions White, which is, somebody recommended to me a long time ago. I used to use, gosh, I don't remember what brand I used to use, but it was terrible. This one covers really good. It actually stays white on your page when it dries. So I added some white splatters to the little water drops. Then I just went back with just a few tiny navy drops. And I added some journaling at the bottom. And there is my finished page. I put the date on there. So this is pretty fun. I'm kind of glad. I like how this turned out and kind of just using those different letters and different fonts. So that's a good way. If you really want to enforce an idea on your page, just repeat the same word over and over again and you get your point across. So thanks so much for watching today. Please make sure you go check out Jana's and Allison Day's channel for their pages. And I will see you tomorrow for day 4. Stay scrappy, my friends.